Alright, so for anyone newly buying a gaming mouse who doesn't know anything about where to start or what to buy, this video is for you. I'm going to be going through 5 mice for each price category that you might be in. Each category will also have some other mentions too, so don't worry. And be aware, I haven't actually used any of the mice on this list. I've only actually used one of the mice, and this is just a list based on reviews I've seen and hopefully a starting point for you. I would definitely recommend watching some other reviews as well as this video on a mouse that you might want, because this is not a review. We'll start with the very cheapest and then move up to the most expensive. Number 1 is the Logitech G203. There's not much special about this mouse. It's just one of the most reliable at this lower $15 to $20 price range. It has one of the best sensors you can get in a budget mouse. It has a stiff rubber cable, which is pretty annoying, but the clicks are pretty good and the build quality is excellent for the price, so it'll last you way longer than any off-brand cheap Amazon gaming mouse. I'm going to add another mouse to this category. It's slightly more expensive at $30, which I've rarely seen it at that price anymore. It's normally discounted a bunch. It's the Razer Viper Mini. It has a pretty small shape but still a back hump for claw grippers, and it's lightweight of 61 grams. If you can, I would definitely recommend getting this mouse over any other cheap gaming mouse on Amazon, as well as trying to get this over the G203. It has a way better cable and it has optical switches which make a really small actual difference. Alright, for the next price category, we have 3 mice. They are the Endgame Gear XM1R, the HyperX Pulsefire Haste, and the Extrafire MZ1. The Endgame Gear XM1R gets some of the best reviews because of its shape. It's one of the only ones that's lightweight and has a big back hump. The Pulsefire Haste I think has a much safer shape but also has holes, and the Extrafire MZ1 is a great mouse, but it has the most unique shape, so be careful and make sure your grip suits that shape. All of these mice have good cables and are at a reasonable price, so basically it just depends which shape you prefer. Okay, so for category 3 we start getting into the wireless options. So these are going to be anywhere from $70 to $100. You could go with something like the Razer Orochi V2, which is a great mouse, but it's a really unique small shape, so be careful with that one. You could also buy the Model O Wireless, which has some QC issues in the past, so instead you could consider the Model D Wireless, which fixes the issues with the Model O Plus and ergonomic shape. You could also wait for the $100 Series 1 Pro by Glorious, which is on group buy right now, which is way lighter at 50 grams, so if I were in this price range, I would definitely go for that. And the next category is for the G Pro Super Light. This is still a pretty expensive mouse even though it's been out for some time, and I actually use this one. I think it has one of the safer shapes. It's more like an egg, and it has a super high performance sensor, and clicks and scroll wheel are all really high quality. I've used it for a while and it hasn't deteriorated too much, so it'll probably last you a long time. And at this $120 to $150 price range, you could also get the Razer Viper Ultimate V2, which is basically a better version of the Razer Viper Ultimate, which is already a really good mouse. But be careful about the shape because it doesn't have much height, so you might not like it for claw grip, depending on your hand size. You could also get the Logitech G303 Shroud Edition, which has gotten a lot of love for its shape and is only slightly heavier than the G Pro. And also, if this is the price range you're looking at, I would also definitely recommend waiting maybe for the XM2 Wireless, which is currently on pre-order for $120. It seems like just a wireless version of the already really good XM1R. And the last category is for if you're begging for the most expensive mouse, which is the Final Mouse Starlight 12. This mouse is extremely hard to buy. I doubt you'll actually be able to buy one, let alone want one. You have to buy it off eBay or wait for the drops they do, which sell out really quickly. But that's it for the beginner's guide to gaming mice. Thanks for watching. It all basically depends really heavily on which shape you prefer, because all of the mice on this list don't really have any major flaws, and the main differences are just the shape, the price, and whether it's wired or not, and any other extra features you might care about.